What's up, coders? Welcome back. Guys, we got a fantastic episode for you today. It's a little bit different. I love doing different stuff, and you guys know that. We're talking free comic book day, and I got my own personal comic book guy with me from House of Heroes in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Tripper, thank you for the time today.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me on today. So excited to talk about Free Comic Book Day. So
am I. So that leads to the very first question. If no one knows what is Free Comic Book Day?
yeah, that's like the question I get the most, honestly. People see it on the door and they're like, Free Comic Book Day. And I'm like, oh, let me give you the rundown. So basically that day, bunch of the publishers, they kind of create new content for Free Comic Book Day, like exclusively for it. And the best part is all those titles are free. Not everything in the shop is free, but we have like select titles that day that are going to be free. So everyone from DC, Marvel, Image, IDW, Dark Horse, and like a bunch of smaller ones that I totally could list, but are not in my head right now. But a lot of really cool stuff. It runs all the way from like early readers, even we got mature titles that day. So it's like everything in between. Superheroes, Star Wars, sci-fi, fantasy. It's everything. So
it literally is just an accumulation of everything you could think of one day, and it's free.
Yes, that's even the better part is it's free. And yeah, usually they kick off events that day, give previews, bunch of cool stuff with it. So yeah, that's Free Comic Book Day in a nutshell.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you hit it right in the head on that one. Well, for you and you guys at the shop, would this be considered one of the busiest days of the year then?
Yes. This is the big day. You know, a lot of planning, a lot of just getting everything ready. Like now, it takes. Oh yeah.
What's that prep work look like on your guys' side? How long in advance do you have those titles, and how much time and window space do you have to get everything out and ready?
You know, normally they start sending us stuff a couple weeks in advance. So we've had them for just a couple of weeks now. It kind of depends on who it is, you know, all that, but we get them and then we got to kind of like check them, make sure they're all good. And then from there, it's kind of like everything else of like doing the promotion of it, making sure we got everything, getting people who are going to show up in costumes are going to be there. So we got cosplayers showing up that day. We also run a food drive with it. Yeah. So we do that too. And then it's kind of just like making sure sales are ready, everything like that. And honestly, just making sure we got the books ready to go for you. So
right. Now you brought up sales. So is there anything specific you guys do sale wise, if in case anyone wants to know?
Yes, we will be having sales. I got to finalize what it is right now, but definitely like graphic novels, back issues, toys, we're going to have sales that day. There's going to be great stuff. So, you know, not only can you get some free books, but you can get some other great stuff at some good prices. So, yeah.
Definitely. Now, you mentioned the food drive. Now, who is it for specifically?
We get, geez. You're quizzing me on something and I'm totally like drawing a blank right now. I know we have the food pantry here in Oshkosh. We usually do that for it. Don't 100% quote me. Unfortunately, that's like the one thing in my brain. Like it's a busy week, and it's all that.
I fully understand, and like I said, taking the time out to do this is incredible. So again,
yeah, and with the food drive, it's not mandatory. Like we're not like, oh, if you didn't bring us something, you're not getting a comic. It's just something we use to give back to people in the community because you know makes you feel good, that kind of thing.
Right, exactly. Now with the shop, I know from kind of personal experience, but maybe you can tell everybody else too. Are you guys limited to how many comics you can get for Free Comic Book Day, or is it just kind of a pick all?
So we tend to encourage. What we do with that is we say take what you're gonna read. You know, like it's not like one or anything like that, but we really like to do it of like if you see something that's super interesting to you or you think that you're gonna like, please take it as long as you're gonna read it. That's really the big thing because we want to be fair to everyone. But we also want you to be like, oh, I think these five titles really speak to me. Get them, read them, that kind of thing. That's what the day is about. And like I said, there's so much different stuff now that it's kind of just one of those, like, I'm sure you can find like 4 things right away that you'll like. So
no, trust me, I've seen your little shorts you've been doing.
Yes.
Everything you've been showing is incredible already. Like just from even the big 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know? Now, for the aspect of the store itself, with it being the biggest day and all that prep work you're putting into, do you guys put more time into consumers when they come in, or do you try to space it out and try to hit everybody that you can?
The thing about it is that's the day, it's our busiest day. So I'm always trying to give everybody a good experience.
Mhm.
We've got volunteers that day. Everybody at the shop's going to be there that day. So if you show up once a week and you got a favorite, trust me, you can see us for a second that day.
I'm already here
And
with mine, so we're all good.
but then the thing about Free Comic Book Day is it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but at the same time, I can't express, and this is like so corny of me, and I'm so sorry on this part, but
It's
it's
fine.
true. This part's true. It it's so amazing to see the people turn out for that day, and
Mhm.
just the excitement and the coolness of it for you is that you're giving everybody this really, really great day. It's a chance to embrace your inner nerd, and that's really what makes the work totally worth it. Is seeing
Yes.
just somebody excited. You get a really cool book. You get to geek out with some people for a minute, that kind of thing. You can meet people in the line, like because everybody there is a nerd like you in some way. So you're all there for the same thing. So I can guarantee you can like meet some people that day. Like I said, like we're gonna have cosplay, all that stuff. So it's really like you maybe don't get the same amount of time as you would if you came out on like a Thursday and we can just talk shop for a little
Yeah,
bit, like that
kind
kind
of
of
thing
thing.
you do every time I come pick up my
Yeah,
pools.
exactly. But it's that thing of like we're still gonna make like everybody like feel welcome, everything like that. It's a good day. Like it's a really, really good day. So
Yeah, and the one thing you did bring up too, again, the line. Now,
mhm.
I've seen some where it's like a couple people, but if I'm not mistaken, the last time, which was probably the first time I was actually introduced to you guys, there was a line going down the street.
Yes. We get a line started that day. We'll work through that line pretty quick, but we'll get that line started. Because we open at 11 that day, so normally the line's already starting around like 10, if not a little before that. Um, but it's not like long waits. We get everybody through that kind of thing. Actually, this year also, and I'll post a video on our Facebook too. Like you said, I've been posting videos, kind of showing
Mhm.
stuff off. I'm going to post one more on our Facebook page this week about how things are going to run. We're doing something a little bit tiny differently this year. So when you show up, when you're in line, we're going to hand you the sheet. It's not going to have all the titles on it, but I've
Mhm.
kind of like curated a selection of titles that I think like, oh, these things are really cool, like that kind of thing. You can check off those and we will automatically pull them for you. So by
Oh,
the time you get in the door, we've already pulled like these books that you're interested in, and there's going to be more stuff on the wall that day that you can pick from, but we can get you going with just a quick pull like that. And also, if you haven't signed up for one of our free rewards accounts that day, you get to sign up on that sheet and you get a
mhm.
free rewards account with that. So now you're getting free books, but if you buy anything that day, you're going to get free reward points that day too. So it's just kind of like,
It's just everything in one.
yes, we're giving you so much free stuff. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. And
which is
hopefully it'll keep the line moving that way too. And that way, if you look on that list and you're like, oh, these were the three things I want, boom, there you go, right there. And you can keep moving through that then. So, yeah.
no, that's amazing. Like that's a cool idea. Just to have that checklist ready, so that way, hey, here's your books you wanted, but you can also check
Yep.
up on here and see what else you didn't get.
Yep.
Now,
Yeah.
with you having so many people, and I know a lot of people gravitate towards free comic book days, the day they kind of
Mm-hmm.
go into the shop.
Yeah.
What would you say to a first time person that's like seeing this and just being like, oh, what is it? Like, how would you introduce them into this?
I would just honestly, I'd just be like, come on in. Like, maybe waiting a little bit of a line, unfortunately, but come on in. There's gonna be something for you that day. Like, there's gonna be a book I can find for you or we can find for you and put in your hands that day. That's like the best part of it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you're a Doctor Who guy and you're really excited, we got a Doctor Who book that day. It's May the 4th. We got Star Wars books that day. We got Pokemon. We got other cooler, weirder stuff too. Like I just did that Hidden Gems one. There's going to be a Mad Magazine free book.
Yeah,
Come on, like who doesn't want that? Like,
exactly. No, like I said, I watch you guys closely, especially when you guys post stuff and just
mhm.
seeing the amount that's going into this. I'm expecting a huge turnout for it.
Yes,
I'm excited because I'm going to be there,
yeah.
and I hope I get to see everybody. And I'm going to throw this out there too. If anyone gets a picture with me and posts it, I'm going to buy them a mystery pack.
Ooh, there we go.
So if you want to put that out there too, if you get a picture with me and I find you and we can figure it out from there.
Whoa!
If I don't get a ooh,
Surprise visit from my cat.
yeah, I'll buy a free mystery pack for the person who actually posts.
Oh, there you go.
So we'll
Cool.
throw that out there too.
That's a good deal.
We're doing it for another comic book shop too that we know very
Yeah.
closely. So I figured we'd throw it out to ours as well.
You get a
So
chance to get even more free stuff that day. Come on in.
you catch me, you get a picture.
Boom, you get a chance to get more free stuff. Come on, who doesn't want that?
Exactly. Now, you kind of wrap this up. Free Comic Book Day is an amazing event for you personally too. If you could for me, it's a two-part question.
Okay.
So, what are 3 titles that you would tell someone to grab, regardless, walking into the shop?
Okay. I got to consult my cheat list that I have next to me. Sorry, because there's a lot of titles this year. Definitely, if you're looking for something cool, just looking through my stack really quick here. There's this one like Romeo and Juliet, or Romeo versus Juliet. It's kind of like what happens after, and they do some different stuff with it. I was really impressed by it and thought it was really cool. There's the Dying Inside from Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
He's doing a book that day that's kind of the lead-in for the story that they're going to be doing, and I kind of got a chance to flip through it, and I thought it looked like really, really cool. Mm-hmm. So that would be one, and then definitely like the third one, I'm going to kind of cheat on this answer and give you a couple, because I'm just going to be like, if you like DC's got their big event, Absolute Power, starting up that day. That preview is really, really cool. If you like Marvel, there's like 2 big ones that day for them. There's the Blood Hunt X-Men, yes, which gives you the preview of the Blood Hunt event and the new X-Men relaunch, which I'm really, really excited about.
Yeah, you're for all 3.
Yes, exactly. And then also the Spider-Man Ultimate Universe, because like I've been loving that Ultimate Universe, so I totally picked that out. Or I said I was going to cheat on the third one. Yes, there's more. There's also just come in and see it. No, it's the Energon Universe special, because that stuff with Transformers and G.I. Joe, like I kind of like when we got those books, I like kind of snuck a quick peek, like
you snuck Void Rivals into my pull list.
Oh yeah, dude, that was like such a cool one. Just because of like how Skybound handled it, and like kind of like retailers knowing for a little bit like what was coming, but we all got to keep the secret that day. Just kind of like, like, oh yeah, we know. And like it was just really fun, like kind of giving Void Rivals to people and being like, oh, it's the new Kirkman book, you should check it out, that. And some people are like, oh, sold, Kirkman, I'm right there, that. Or like a couple more like tough sells where it was like, oh, you really should get this book. Like we have a guy who's like, he's like a huge G.I. Joe fan, and it was this like kind of like, he's like, I don't want to add another book, like da 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 da, that. And I'm like, dude, you really want to get this book? And he's like, no, I don't know. And I'm like, I'm gonna put the issue in there. I want you to get it and read it and come back to, like that kind of thing. Like,
you didn't even give me a choice, man.
Yeah, exactly. But it was that thing of like, I was just trying to give so many people like, no, trust me, like.
Hey, with you, I usually trust you 100% because you've added so much to my pull list. It's not even funny. So
yeah, I like to think I'm okay at doing that. So
you're allowed. You're one of few.
yes.
That are definitely allowed. Now, the second part to the question, for those that are coming in for Free Comic Book Day and are looking for titles maybe to start with, what are 3 that you would throw out to somebody to check out?
If you're like totally starting in comics, honestly, this is like a little bit of a cheat again. I totally be like, oh, just see what like kind of speaks to you, because I know we have a bunch of like, there's gonna be a couple manga titles that day. I know there's a One Piece one with another backup in that.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you're into kind of like, if you watch some anime, you can pick something up like that. If you're a little bit younger reader or stuff like that, we'll have like Spidey and His Amazing Friends, all that kind of stuff. So the kids can come in and get stuff. There's one called Investigators that I just love the name alone. Yeah. It's Investigating Gators. It's such a great kids book, but the title alone, I'm like, oh man, I should have thought of that. That'd be like $1 billion idea right there, but I didn't. But I just be like, come on in, grab something. I know it's like another cop-out one, but it's kind of like, you should totally just come in and see what's there, because you'll find something. And I don't want to just be like, oh, if you come in and you're new, make sure you grab Absolute Power, even though I'm really excited for it. Yeah. Like it's that thing of like, no, there's so much cool stuff that day that it's kind of like, just come in. Like, there's my top 3 for you. Like, just come in, find 3 books that you go like, that cover looks cool.
That cover looks cool. All on the wall right there.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, honestly, like, if you're just like forcing me to pick one, I'm totally gonna pick that Energon Universe one, because like I am like, that is like the dark horse book where I was like, holy cow, with Void Rivals, Transformers, and the G.I. Joe stuff. Like all those books I think have been fantastic. So I'm just like totally like, this book, I think you really want to read it because it's really, really cool. Like,
Well, you know I will.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Every week you come up to me, hey, you must like comics because he just brings a stack of comics out for me like this.
yeah,
He's like, I threw in 2 or 3 for you. So
yeah. Just a couple, just to see if you'll like it. Just to check if you're checking your pull list.
yeah,
Like.
just to make sure. And then 3 minutes later, he's getting the message. Can you add this?
Yep, yeah. I know what's up. I know what's up. So.
It's got to be horrible being my friend and having my number.
Well, I'm just like, oh, by the way, dude, did you think of this? Like that kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, messaging
dude,
me.
are you excited for the Ultimate books? Yeah, yeah.
You sure you got all of them? Yes, I do. How do you know? You gave them to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
Oh,
did.
yeah, that's right. Duh.
Hey, man, thank you again for doing this. Thank you
Yeah.
for going through this with me too. Again, check them out, House of Heroes in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I'll be there. Might be a little late, but I will definitely be there. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. Can't wait to see you, dude. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. See you at Free Comic Book Day, everybody.